had a false start there. My coffee timer started going off. Hello, welcome to Pecan Corner. I'm Tina, and today I'm making my grandmother's pot roast. But I'm going to change it up a little bit, and I'm going to make it in the Instant Pot. I have put my my roast in here, and I've added salt and pepper, and I've added 2 cups of water. I'm going to put 1 bay leaf down in there, and I'm going to add the onions. The onions are the only vegetable that I'm adding this early. I'm going to add more vegetables, but I'm going to wait until the roast is cooked before or nearly cooked, before I add the other vegetables. She has a couple of little change ups that made her pot roast really tasty, and so I'm going to see how well we can do that in the Instant Pot. All right, I've made sure my pressure gauge is right. Now I'm going to set it. I'm going to set it for high pressure. I'm going to set my time for 50 minutes. Oops. Let's start over here. There we go. Okay. And now I'm going to start it. All right, and I'll be back when its time is up. When its time is up, I'll be back and show you how I put the vegetables in. Thanks a bunch. Now that my time is up, 50 minutes for my roast, I'm going to release the pressure manually because I need to cook it some more. So I'm going to let that all steam out, and then I'll start it up again. You know, it's funny, when Paul wanted to get an Instant Pot, I thought, oh, you know, I've had a pressure cooker before. I didn't think it was, you know, anything that great. I didn't use it that much. But the one I had was was back when I was in my early 20s, and it was one of those old stovetop type, which I could have used just as well as I used this one, but I didn't have access to as many creative ways to use it as I have this, and just for tenderization is the best reason to use it. Our roast that you cook in here is so tender, whereas a pot roast in the oven, you may have to cook it for 6 or 8 hours to get it tender enough. Now, Mema put all her vegetables and everything in at the same time. But of course we can't do that with the Instant Pot because they'll cook away. Alrighty. And Paul reminded me, he said, do you expect somebody's going to say, hey, you should have browned that first? Well, Mema never browned hers, so this is the way she made it, and she didn't brown hers. Now then, I'm going to oops. I'm going to lift my roast up there. Let me get a plate to put this on real quick. Hold on. I'm going to put the meat back in, but I want to put the vegetables underneath it, I think, and let them get some of those cook in that liquid. Now I'm using, I've heard that for an Instant Pot you need to use yellow potatoes, and now Mema would use just regular Irish potatoes, and she sliced them into quarters lengthwise and arranged them around the roast, and they looked real beautiful. But I'm leaving these whole so that they'll stay together in there. And some carrots. Put a couple of those on top of the roast, and then I'll put some of the celery on top of the roast too, so that it'll get that flavor. Okay, now put the roast back in there and the drippings. All right, now let's put our carrots on top of that meat so that it can absorb those flavors, and our celery. Let that absorb there we go. All right, now then, that's all I'm going to put in for right now. The can of corn is the secret ingredient. And again, when Mema used to make this, she would put the can of corn in at the same time that she put everything else in. I'm going to use it to, it becomes the gravy is what happens. But for this purpose, I'm going to wait and put it in after these other vegetables have cooked, and then I'll heat that separately as a gravy. All right. Now let's do cancel menu. High pressure. We're going to do this for 12 minutes on high pressure, and we're going to start. Oops, I better get my, there we go, get my pressure gauge back set. All right, we'll see y'all again in a little while. Okay, we're back. And okay, we're gonna let the pressure release naturally this time. The timer's gone off, but we're gonna let the pressure release naturally. Then, alrighty, here we go. Now, let's turn it off. Lid down out of the way. And start taking it out and putting it on the platter. Now in the oven, the meat does brown up a little bit more than it did here, but not a whole lot. Oh yeah, it looks beautiful. Very tender. Very tender. There we go. Oops. Take that fat off and leave that in there. Throw that away. Okay. And then there's our potatoes. This is our anniversary dinner. We've been married 28 years. It does not seem like that long, but it's been a long time, hasn't it, honey?
Yep. Seems like 28 minutes.
Underwater. My friend Joanne told me that joke. Yep. Okay. Let me pull out the rest of the carrots, and then I'm going to thicken up this broth. Take the bay leaf out. We'll throw it away. I'm using this platter because it's like one that Mema had. It's not the exact one. My sister got the one that Mema had, but this one is exactly like it. So that's okay with me. I catch myself thinking, well, I need to have so many of those because I've got this many grandchildren. No, I don't. They can take turns. They can. All right, now I'm going to put this on simmer. Let's start it up, and I'm going to remove some of that liquid into a bowl or into a jar. I won't throw it away. I'll use it as broth. I mean, it's a good broth, but I don't want all of it for our gravy tonight. Okay, now then I'm leaving about maybe a cup and a half, 2 cups of liquid in there, and I'm adding the corn. This is cream style corn, cream style sweet corn, and you can use You can use white or yellow. If white is available to you, it doesn't matter. And now I'm just going to warm that up in there and let that cook a few minutes. And let's pull this off. Let y'all see how pretty the roast turned out. It just came out just beautiful. So and the potatoes kept their shape real nice. So I'll be right back and show you how it looks on the plate. And there we have it. There's our there's Mema's pot roast with our cream corn gravy. I hope that you guys will enjoy this. Thanks a bunch. Appreciate you coming by my kitchen.